I'm Corinne.
I'm Thomas.
Good morning. Welcome to the Chill Spot. I'm Corinne, and this is Thomas.
And I'm Drake.
Today we like to talk to you about, that rude coworker that you just kind of want to just take in the bathroom and kind of like choke them a little bit, but you
I
can't.
just say you want to hit them with the happy stick.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of that, I know this is off topic, but you mentioned the happy stick. If they come and start paying their club account, they can get a spirit stick.
Oh, spirit sticks.
Yeah.
I need to start making some right now.
Yes, you do. So what we're going to talk to you about is how to deal with that one coworker that just kind of gets underneath your skin. Mm-hmm. And the first thing that we can tell you is, don't lose your cool. I know that's hard to do, but just try to get a hold of your anger first. Just take a deep breath. Try to count to 10. If you can't count to 10, at least count to 2.
Count to 2 5 times.
Yeah. And then try not to take it personally, which I kind of have a hard time with that. Sometimes you just kind of think, oh, did I cause them to respond that way? Or am I not doing what I'm supposed to be doing? So try not to let that negativity enter your
And
your
I feel
mind.
like the most passionate people tend to take things personally. I, myself being one, and not so much anymore. And that's due to communication. But when it comes to don't take things personally, like she said, you're thinking, what did I do to do this? Don't think of the behavior that the person is doing as a result of something you are doing. Their behavior is coming from a result from something thereafter. The person is doing this behavior for themselves, not for you. They're not. I'm not acting this way to you. I'm acting this way for me. Mm-hmm. And that's a really good way to think about it when you don't want to take things personally.
Yeah. And some of them just try to do it for attention, I believe, because they know that it aggravates you.
Yeah,
so
some people just want to get a rise out of others. That is for sure.
And then the other thing is confront. I would not recommend this unless they are like really, really out of line. You want to refrain from this. If they are doing this in front of a resident, you might intervene a little bit and say, hey, I know you're upset, but can we take it in another area?
Yes. Redirect them.
Yeah.
And I'm all for that. Confronting, I would term that as peer-to-peer interaction. And when I'm out in the field, I'm forever training them. We have a chain of command everywhere. But if I'm working on the floor with Corinne and there's something she's doing that I'm not too fond of, I train my people in the field and I do myself. I go to her. Hey, Corinne, this has been going on. This has been bothering me. And this is why. You need to make sure you let them know why it's bothering you. Don't just go with a complaint. And this is what we can do to fix it. Give her a solution. Follow the chain of command when that doesn't work. You always want to confront them peer-to-peer before you're going to pull in your supervisor or your administrator. Unless, of course, it's out of your hands, like Corinne said. And some things you just don't want to touch with a 10-foot pole, and you're going to let your supervisor do that.
Exactly. And don't expect the rude behavior to change. It may be that this is the way they are. This is their personality, and you may find working with them that, maybe they're just back to just being there because of that paycheck. They're not really as passionate. Yeah. They're just not really as passionate as what you are, so just kind of think outside the box when their behavior is like that. And then always try to understand that this is the way they are. We may not understand it at that moment, but try to remove yourself from the situation, and again think outside the box and just think, okay, well, are they having a bad day?
Put yourself in their shoes kind of situation.
Right. And then always try to use a select response back to them. Try not to answer them with a negative response. Try to answer them with a positive response, like, Drake, why are you always doing this? Don't approach them that way.
Right.
Just try to avoid that whole situation. And then, maintain your dignity when someone's coming at you. If you respond to them, you get upset and you start crying and everything, that's what they want. They're going to start feeding off of that. Don't give them what they want, Some other things is think about the times when you were rude to others. This may be a payback. Could be, or just think, hey, this is how this person made me feel. How many times have I made somebody else feel that way? And then just raise your standards. Don't stoop to their level. Just, hey, just brush it off. My mom used to say, it'll come off in the wash. And it will.
Yeah.
It's not going to bother you. Just go about your day. And remember, don't ever argue with a coworker in front of a resident, in front of a family member. Don't call another CNA out because that resident or that patient has to, what's the word I'm looking for? I hate to use the word trust, but I think that's what I'm going to go with. If you constantly call out a coworker, oh, you should have did this, or you should have did that. Why did, you're taking too long. That's going to cause that resident not to trust your coworker.
Well, and that in itself is a form of negativity, which a big thing is what she's talking about. And we want to stay away from. And back to you, and she said, something like, it'll come off in the wash. That's true. I suffer sometimes from carrying things into the next day. I am a very empathetic person, I would say. So when someone's being rude to me, I'm not taking it personal. I'm taking it to heart to try to help them get past that. So I'm forever trying to figure out ways, why are they acting this way? What can we do better to make them better? I want to give the time and dedication to everyone, on the team.
Right.
And give them the benefit of the doubt. I put this time into you. I put this dedication into you. I want to help you grow as your peer. And you'll get to a point, you'll see they're growing or they're not. And then at that point is when you have to put some barrier there. You can't continue to give your all if they're not being receptive. But I just personally advise, try to empower that person. And we're all about that. Empower them and make them rise above the negativity that they're at. Because I will say, and like I've said before, maybe on the chill spot, maybe on the break room, I was the most negative 16-year-old CNA that you would ever have met. And I had so many people, so many mentors, great people that were positive that just kept telling me, you're better than that, you're better than that, you're better than that. Sometimes I have my days now. I try to not be negative. Sometimes I have down days. But negativity, I really do not let it affect me like I used to. And that's from the help of others. So just empower them and let them know they can definitely be positive.
Yeah, you don't want to be that negative Nancy or that negative Ned. Ned.
Yeah.
I said Ned. But I know in the past, we didn't always see eye to eye.
I guess you could say that.
But I mean, look at us. We're doing the chill spot, and in talking to you, it was like we both had the same ideals. Our passion was the same. We just had different ways of getting to that point A that we wanted, to connect with.
And there's a different path. There's several different paths to the same goal. And always remember that everyone is not the same. Right. Everyone is definitely not you either. Just because you can do something one way does not mean they can do it the same way.
Right. Where I have weaknesses, you have strengths.
Right.
And where you have weaknesses, I have the strength.
I agree.
So it takes a whole team. Even with that rude coworker, I would suggest reach out to them and pull them in, make them feel comfortable.
Yeah, create that bond there.
Yeah, maybe they're being rude because they don't feel that they're part of that.
There's many
team.
reasons.
A lot of reasons, but that's a good subject. I'm glad we did that, and I'm glad that we worked out our differences and everything. We kind of pick on each other from time to time.
Well, you have to. That's what makes the day go by fast.
But until then, we just want to tell you, stick with it. Remember that you matter. and start paying on your club count. Or you may see some rude NAHCA staff here.
Never. But be sure to continue to check out the segments on CNA-TV. There are several different titles. There are new materials posted daily. Subscribe to the CNA-TV channel and click on the little bell for notifications, so every time something's posted, you can get notified. You're not going to be missing out.
Right. So until then, remember that you matter.